right, so when we are looking at multi-view drawings, this is an isometric drawing up here in the corner. That's what we call the one that looks like a picture or a pictorial. And then in third angle projection, the front view is seen here, the top is seen here, and the right side is seen here. So when we are approaching drawings, the first thing that we need to do is understand where we're looking. So if we look at it from this angle, if our line of sight is from this angle, we're looking at the right side. If we're approaching it from this angle with our line of sight, then we're approaching it from the front. So we call that the front view. And then if we're looking down from the top view, and we're seeing all these surfaces, then that's what we look at and see in the top view. So when we are looking at all of these surfaces, sometimes it helps to color them in. So if I use green for the top view, will we see G in the top view? Surface G? Anybody?
Oh.
You actually do see surface G in the top view. So we can color that one in as a top view. What about H? Do we see it in the top view?
Yes, no.
We will. What about I? Okay. And then J, K we will see in the top view. We'll see surface D in the top view. So all of surface D, even where this hole is, we see in the top view. How about B and C? Yep. Now, will B and C and H and J, will they look full size in the top view? They're going to look shorter than what they really are, correct? And then we'll also see N in the top view and M. Now, we don't see them as an actual surface, but we do see them as a hidden surface. So in the top view, we see everything that is green. Okay? And then if we look at the front view, and I'll do front in a different color. If we see the front view, we're looking at it in this direction, so we're going to see F. Okay. Will we see G, H, I, J, or K in the front view? No, we do not see those in the front view. What about A? Will we see it in the front view? Okay. What about E? We're going to see E?
No.
O?
Oh.
No. But we will see B, won't we? So B and C we'll also see in the front view. Now they're going to appear shorter than what they really are, but we will see them. All right. And then we can look at the right side view. We know we're going to see L. What about M? We're going to see M in the right side view? Yes, for sure. So we'll see M in the top view and the right side view. We'll actually see it as a surface in the right side view, but it'll be hidden in the top view. N, same thing. It's going to be a hidden surface in the right side view. What about E and O? We will see them in the right side view, but they will appear hidden. So O, I'll just put a little note, there's an O out beside that. We'll also see the whole as a hidden view in the front and the right, and the only place we see it as an actual whole is in the top. Okay? So if we kind of use our colors to differentiate between the views and the surfaces, then it helps us a little bit. So when we're completing the sheet, we can see that if we start, let's just start with A here, because the A is the first one on our sheet. So if we're looking at A in the top view, is it going to be a surface or an edge in the top view? Remember, we're looking down on it from the top view. So when we look down on it, this appears as an edge. So A is going to be 34 in the top view. So we put 34 in that first line. Now A in the front view, we've got it colored in here, so we know it's this whole big surface. So we can say that A is 47 in the front view. Now from the right side, it appears as an edge. We could actually say that this edge and part of M there would be the edge for A in the right side view. So whenever we're looking at this, we know which side to look at. So it's going to be 43. Okay. And then D, we zoom out a little so we can see this more. B, and the top view is what? This was B, so we're going to see B over here. And remember, we said it was shorter than what it actually was on the object. Okay, so we call those foreshortened surfaces because they're inclined planes. And in the isometric view, they look longer than what they look in the top view because remember, we're projecting everything up. So 18 is B in the top view. What about B in the front view?
7.
It's going to be 7. And then B in the right side view?
42.
42. So we can see it as an inclined surface. And this is the only view where we can see B and C as true size. So C in the top view. Let me make sure this is still recording. Okay. So C in the top view. This is C. Where do we see that in the top view?
27.
So it is going to be 27. And then C in the front view.
6.
Okay. And then C in the right side view. We talked about this. That's 42. So there are a couple of these you're going to use twice. All right. Then D. This is this whole big surface here, surface D. So D in the top view.
28.
We're going to use 28. This is a very large surface, but 28 is the only viable one because everything else points to edges. Okay, and then D in the front view is what?
4.
That's going to be 4 because it's going to appear as an edge. And it'll also appear as an edge in the right side view, but it's going to be hidden. So what would that edge look like?
39.
It's going to be this hidden surface here, so it is going to be 39. All right, let's go to E. So E in the top view is 30. E in the front view, 12. And E in the right side view, we actually see that as a surface, but it's hidden. So anything with these little hidden dots around it in a circle means that's a hidden surface. So we're going to choose 48 right there. All right. The next one is F. So F in the top view, it's going to look like a line or an edge. So we're going to choose which one?
32.
32. And then F in the front view,
8.
we see that straight on, we see this big surface. So of course that's 8. And then F in the right side view, it's gonna appear as an edge. Part of it's gonna be hidden, but we will see part of it as a visible line. So what do you think that is in the right side view?
40.
It's gonna be 40. All right, and then G in the top view, we see that straight on as a surface. So there's two surfaces here in this top view that's pointing to G. But we have a 19 that's on this section that's hidden. So what do you think 19 would be? Do we have any hidden surfaces that overlap with G that we can see in the top view?
Oh, yeah.
We have N, right? M and N go all the way back through this whole part. So G overlaps N. So we're going to use 19 for N, and G we're going to use 21. So 21 for G, and then since we already talked about 19 being for N, we can put that over there on the next column. So G in the top view we said was 21. In the front view we're going to see it as a line or an edge. So that's 14. And then G in the right side view, we also see it as an edge. So we'll see it here. Okay? So that's 35. And then H, we see H in the top view. What is H in the top view? 22. See how small it appears? Because it's a foreshortened surface, we're not seeing it as true size. The only place we see that as true size is right here in the front view where we can see it as an edge. So in the top view it's 22, in the front view it's 10. And then in the right side view, we're going to see H as a hidden surface. So we're going to use 36 because it is the hidden surface with the little hidden circle around it. Okay, I in the top view, it's right in the middle, so we're going to see it as 23. And then I in the front view, we see it as a surface, so it's going to be number 9. And then I in the right side view, that's going to be hidden, right? We can't see it, but we need to show it's there, so it's going to be a hidden edge, which is 41. Okay, and then J, we're looking at 24 for the top view. And you know, these views line up, so if we took our finger and just went straight down to the front view and see what we're, you know, hitting when we get there, we're hitting number 11, that edge 11. So J is 11 in the front view. And then if we did the same thing and we went straight over to the right side view, we could see that J in the right side view, we're going to see it as a hidden surface. It's partially hidden right in here. So J is going to be what?
36.
It's 36. So H and J are sharing the same hidden surface there. All right, K in the top view. If we look at K and M together, because M is a hidden surface that overlaps, we can choose 22 26 for M, and we'll use 25 for K, because M doesn't go as far over as K does. So 25 for K, and M just goes right here with this hidden line. So K in the top, we'll use 25. If we bring that down, we can see in the front view it's an edge at 15. And then if we carry that over to the right side view, K in the right side view is 35. And L in the top view, are we going to see L as a surface? We're not going to see it as a surface, we're going to see it as a line. So L in the top view is this edge here, which is 33. We bring that down, L in the front view, we also see it as an edge, which is 16. And then L in the right side view is all of this main surface, so we're going to see that as 50. All right, M in the top view, we already said this was going to be hidden, and we already said it was going to be 26, correct? If we were to highlight this, M in the top view is actually everything in this box up to this hidden line here. So when we look down on it, we're going to see everything all the way across. So this whole surface is hidden, and on the other side it's the same way for N. This whole surface all the way across the bottom is hidden. So M in the top view we said was 26. M in the front view, we see it as an edge, which is 3. And then M in the right side view, we actually see that as a surface, so it's going to be 37. And then N in the top view, we already said was 19. N in the front view is going to be 1. And then N in the right side view, we're going to see it as a hidden surface, so it's going to be 49. Okay, and O, if we're looking down from the top view, we're going to see it as an edge. So O is this edge here at 31. And then O, looking straight on it from the front view, is going to be this line, which is 13. And then O from the right side view, we're going to see it as a surface, but it's going to be a hidden surface, so we're going to use 48. It's that little triangular hidden surface like we see in E. And then P, when we're looking at P from the top view, we see it as the full circle. So it's 29. And then P from the front view, we're going to see it as hidden lines. Remember, we got to show hidden lines for our circle. So it's number 5. And the same hidden lines for the circle in the right side view, which is 38. Okay, so in the end, here's the answers to each one of those. So double check your work. All right, so E in the top view. And remember, we're always looking at the top view here. Always the right side view. And then this is always the front view. That's just how isometrics are designed. The pictorial wants to show all 3 main views and the 3 main dimensions. So front, top, right side, and height, width, and depth are going to be seen in all of these views. Okay? So E. E in the top view is what? Well, let's look at E. Do we see that in the top view as a surface? We do, correct? So I'm going to color that in. just to help us out. What about C? Are we going to see that in the top view? Yep. So I'm going to color that one in. What about B? We're going to see B in the top view. We'll see a little bit of it, won't we? Because it's an inclined surface. It's going to look shorter than what it actually is, but we're going to see it. Okay? Now let's look at the front view. Are we going to see F in the front view? We will. And then J, which is like this big surface with the slot cut out. And we'll see that in the front view. And we'll also see A in the front view. Okay? And then what are we going to see in the right side view? We'll see D by itself, but will we see B as well? Yeah, so B, I'm just going to put the B out the side here because when I color that in, you can't hardly see that it's yellow. But B is in the right side view and the top view. All right, so if we start answering the questions here, A in the top view is seen where? If this is surface A, we're going to see it as a line, correct? In the top view. So we're going to see it here. Now we have, look, we have F too. Do F and A share the same line in the top view? Just think about that. F and A, they're sharing the same line in the top view here. But F is a little bit shorter than A. A comes all the way to the end. So if we're looking at this, we'd be better off putting 25 for F and 26 for A because A is longer than F. So we're going to use 25 for F and 26 for A. So we can go ahead and put both of those in. So 25 for F, 26 for A, only because A is longer and it's pointing to this part out here. Now F and A share the same line, so either one of those would technically be correct, but since F is shorter, F only goes to this part, to this line here, but A keeps on going out. And then A in the front view, we see it straight on, so we see it as a surface, so it's 17. And then A in the right side view, we're going to see it just as an edge right here, so we're going to see it as 7. Okay, and then B in the top view, we said we would see it in the top view, but it's going to be shorter than what it actually is in the picture. So we're going to see it as this kind of L shape here for 27. And then again, if we bring that down, where do we see B in the front view? Yeah, it's this line here, this edge. And that is really the only place where we see B as true size, where it appears as an edge. And then if we go straight over with that, in the right side view, we see B straight on. So B is actually in the right side view is all of this area. So it's number 2. And then if we look at C in the top view, we're going to be able to tell a little bit of it as a surface that we can view. And then anything that's underneath surface E here, this part of C is going to be hidden. So we have partial hidden view And then we have the part that we can actually see. So if we're looking down from the top view and we're looking at these surfaces, we have 21 as a hidden surface, okay? And we also have 20. They're throwing in a little bit of a curveball because they have H, which is the bottom surface. So if we look at this, 21 is hidden. Is H fully hidden? It would be from the top view, wouldn't it? Okay. Part of C is hidden, but this part out here is not. So either way, you know, technically you'd be correct either way, but 21 we're going to use for H because all of that is hidden. And then 20 we're going to use for C because part of it is not hidden and part of it is hidden. So for C, we're going to use 20. For H, we're going to use 21. And then it throws another curveball out here because it has 19. And 19 we're going to use for E. Okay? So, but 20, that could only be C. So we're going to use it as C in the top view. So C is 20 in the top view. And then C in the front view, we're going to see it as a line. So that's number 16. And then if we bring that line over in the right side view, we're looking at it in this direction now. We're going to see it as 6 in the right side view. Then D in the top view, we're going to see it as an edge. So we're going to see it right here at 29. And then if we bring that line down in the front view, we also see it as an edge. That's number 11. And then in the right side view, we see it straight on. So if we bring that over, we see that it's number 1 in the right side view. So if you missed that, here's my numbers so far. And then E in the top view, remember E is that big surface in the top view. We said that we were going to use 19. Technically E is this whole area right here. But 19 is the one that makes sense. So we're going to put that in A. And then E in the front view, we only see it as an edge. So it's this very top edge. So it's 13. And then E in the right side view, we see it as an edge as well. So we could actually bring our projection line over and see that it was number 9. Okay, F in the front view.
It's 25.
Well, F in the top view we said was 25 already. So F in the front view is going to be 12. We're looking at that straight on. And then F in the right side view, we see it as a line. So that's going to be the number 8 there. See the difference? It's on top here. All right, G in the top view is the back side of this thing. So G is actually the whole back side. So we're going to see G as 24 in the top view. And then, of course, in the front view, the back of it is hidden. So we're going to see it as 20 in the front view. This little hidden circle. And then G in the right side view, we actually see that as an edge. So this is the back side of the object. So G is number 3. And then H in the top view, we already said was going to be this hidden surface here, which is 21. And then H in the front view, we're going to see that as an edge, so it's going to be 18. And then H in the right side view, we're going to see as an edge as well. So if we just take that and trace it along, we can see that it's 10. All right, and then I in the top view, I is the surface right here with the slot is cut out. So it's going to be hidden. So what line is that going to be in the top view? It's actually going to be a hidden edge that we see in 28. So I is 28 in the top view. In the front view, we actually see that edge. So it's going to be 15 in the front view. And then in the right side view, it's also going to be hidden. So if we just carry that straight over to the right side view, we can see that it's number 4. All right, J in the top view appears as an edge. Part of it's hidden, part of it's not. But we can see that this line here is 28. So we're going to see that in the top view is 28. And then in the front view, J is this big surface right here, right? We're going to see all of J, which is 30. And then in the side view, it's going to appear as an edge, so we're going to see it as 5. All right, and K is actually the left side of the object. So if we're looking at it here, K is 23. And then we bring our projection line down to the front view. K is 14. And then the left side is going to be hidden from the right side view. We're not actually going to see it. So we're looking at 31 as that hidden surface in the right side view. Now, let's go back to I for the top view, because it's pointing to this line here, which would be 28. But if we're looking at the entire slot, we can see 22 in the top view for the cutout hidden lines for the slot there. So if you put 22 for I in the top view, I can see that because that would be the actual hidden lines for those holes. But here's the numbers for that. 28 would be just the edge, and 22 would be actual sides of the holes for the slot. So here's your answers for that one. And I'm going to show you how to do the next one. So I need everybody to get out their straight edge. And you're probably going to want to use a pencil on this. So on this particular drawing, we're given the front, top, and right side views. Okay? So if we're looking at it, we know that this is going to be the top right here. This one is the front. And this one is the right side. Okay? And then we're asked all these questions on, what line that's in the right side view is the same in the front view, and so forth. So to make this a little easier on us, we're going to do our miter line. So the miter line is a 45-degree line that helps us project lines from the front to the right side and from the right side to the top. Okay? So the way I want you to do this, just set your straight edge up against the line in the top view here, this line here, line number 9. We'll set our straight edge next to it. A good amount of it, make sure you're flush, and then just draw a line straight out like this. And this is going to be just a projection construction line. But when we do that, that will allow us to make a line straight intersecting with it with our right side view. So now put your straight edge up against this line in your right side view and just continue that line straight up. Okay, so now we have an intersection. Now we could try to put our 45-degree triangle right there and make a 45-degree line, but I'm going to show you a little trick. If you don't have a straight edge, like a horizontal straight edge, you can make a miter line like this. I'm putting my straight edge up against that top line, making it flush with that top line there. And I'm just bringing that line out as well. And doing the same thing on the other side of my right side view. So this line 29. So I've got to make sure I'm flush, because if I'm not flush, you know, it's not going to be in line with it. But as soon as I am, I'm going to take that line and go straight up. And now I have two intersecting points. And when we have 2 points, we can make what? A line, correct? So I have this point and this point. So I can line those up with my straight edge. And this line will become my miter line. Okay. So miter line, normally we just draw that at 45 degrees. Sometimes, especially with a photocopy like this, even if we used 45-degree triangle, if it didn't photocopy exactly like it should, it might be off a little bit. So this is the way that you can get your miter line on a drawing that may be partially complete or maybe a photocopy. So that line is going to help us whenever we start answering these questions. Now let's answer some questions together. We have the V block quiz here. So line 25 in the side view is what line in the top view? So first thing we have to do is identify line 25. And we see it down here. Now if we put our straight edge up against line 25 and make sure that it is flush, and we draw a line straight up to our miter line, and then we just put our straight edge at that point, and we can see in the side view that line 25 goes up to our miter line and is brought over to the top view. So we go straight up and straight over, and what line is that in the top view? That's 11. Okay, so number 1, we see that it is 11. And when I take these up, guys, I'm going to be looking for your projection lines and your miter line and all of that stuff. So I need to see evidence that you have actually worked on this. So line 25 in the side view is 11 in the top view. And we figured that out using our miter line. Number 2, how many surfaces are shown in the top view? Well, we can answer that question by looking at the right side view, because they're easier to see as a surface when you see them as an edge. So if we look here, our right side view has this surface this surface, this surface, this surface. So just right here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 surfaces that we see in the top view. And then we have some hidden surfaces that are shown with hidden lines. So down here at the bottom, we have this surface, and this surface that are hidden surfaces that we see in the top view. So we have 5 regular surfaces. And, you know, just by bringing your finger up to the miter line and bringing it over, we see what those surfaces are. Okay? So 5 regular surfaces and 3 hidden surfaces is what we see in that top view. So in your answers, you can put 5 normal surfaces or regular surfaces and 3 hidden. So number 33, line 33 in the side view is what line in the top view? Again, we've already drawn that miter line, so we're bringing it up and straight over. We see already that that's number 9. Number 4, line 18 in the front view is what surface in the top view? So this throws us a little twist. We have line 18 right here in the front view. Okay? The projection lines work the same from the front to the right side. So we can see that line 18 is also this surface 23 in the right side view. So if I brought that up to my miter line here and brought it over, I would see that that line 18 in the front view is actually depicting this surface 3 in the top view. So I had to go over, see this, and go up, and I see that it's surface 3 in the top view. And then I have what type of line is line C? So if we look at line C, we know that's a visible or an object line. And then surface 4 in the top view is what line in the side view? So if we come over here, this is surface 4, and we go to our miter line and then come down, we see that that is 31. So surface 4 all the way across to the miter line, all the way down, 31. Line 16 in the front view is what line in the side view? So you can use your straight edge. If you don't trust, just tracing with your finger. So line 16 is what line in the side view? 24. All right, number 8, surface 22 in the side view is what line in the top view? So the side view 22 is actually this whole surface. So if we trace that up and over, that is this whole line right here. So number 7 is the edge of surface 22. So in the top view, surface 22 is line 7. And then number 9, it says surface 22 in the side view is what line in the front view? So if surface 22 is this whole view here, then in the front view, it's going to be 13. Because this line 13 is the right side of the object, correct? And this is the right side of the object. Right? So 7 depicts the whole right side, 13 depicts the whole right side. All right, line 20 in the side view is what surface in the top view? So line 20 in the side view is right here. And we've already got some of these projection lines. So if we go straight up and straight over, we see that it's surface number 2. It's this area here. So surface number 2. And then 11, line 27 in the side view is what line in the front view? So if we're looking at 27, we've already drawn a miter line for that and a projection line. We're going to go straight up and straight over. Now remember, 27 is a hidden surface in the top view. Okay, so when we see 27, that's going to be a hidden surface, but it's depicted as number 2 there. Actually, 27 would not be, that would be, it says line 27 in side view is what, oh, what line in the front view? Okay, so it's not asking us for a surface in top view. I just misread that. So line 27 in the right is line 15 in the front. So very simple, just to bring that over with our straight edge. So number 11, that one was 15. Okay, number 12, it says what type of line is a D? So if we find D, what kind of line is that? That's a hidden line. And then surface 5 in the top view is what line in the side view? So we're basically tracing surface 5 down to our miter line and then straight down to our right side view, which is 32. And then 14, line 23 in the side view is what surface in the top view? So 23 is this area, and we've kind of already traced that up and over. So that is going to be number 3. Okay, line 10 in the top view is what line in the side view? So if we're looking at line 10 and we bring that over to our miter line, we know it's a hidden line, so whenever it goes straight down, we're going to go to this hidden surface down here, which is 26. So again, straight over to our miter line, straight down, and it's going to come to 26. And then number 17, surface 1 in the top view is what line in the side view? So we trace that over to our miter line, straight down. It is 19. And then 17, what type of line is line A? And we see line A is a visible or an object line. And 21 in the side view is what line in the top view? So we already have our projection line here, 21 over. And then when we get to the top view, we can see that it's 36. Number 19, line 14 in the front view is what line in the top view? So we have line 14 right here in the front view. So basically, any vertical line you'll project to the top. So we just drag that up, and it's number 8. And then line 35 in the top view is what line in the side view? So 35 is this line, and we'll bring it down, and it's actually pointing to 30 right here. And line 29 in the side view is what line in the top view. We've already got a projection line for that one, so it's number 6. And 22, what type of line is line E? And that's going to be a dimension line. So anything that has the arrows and the number is called a dimension line. And then it says what type of line is line B. We can see B is a hidden line. And then 24, surface 1 in the top view is what line in the front view. Okay, so surface 1 in the top view, we go over and down to here, number 19 in the side view, and then we can go straight over and we can see that it's 12 in the front view. And then what type of line is line F? So line F is the little line that extends from the object, so we call that an extension line. So the extension line extends from the object, but the dimension line is in between the extension lines. All right, so that's how we used our miter line to complete this drawing and to complete all the other drawings. And the reason why we do this, guys, is to show you that even though you have the different views, all of your lines are going to line up. And they line up because it's the same object. So all vertical lines line up with the top view. All horizontal lines line up with the right side view. So here's the answers to this one if you didn't get a chance to write them all down.